Greetings everyone, welcome back once again to another Video Poker Q&A. Now in this video I'm not answering a viewer question, but rather I'm going to go over a Video Poker variant that I have not yet gone over here on this channel. And that is Shockwave Poker. So we're going to take a look at this game and I'll give you guys a strategy overview. Let's begin. So the main premise of Shockwave Poker is that if you get any four of a kind, it'll trigger 10 what is known as Shockwave Games. Now these are not free games, these are not free hands, you still have to pay the credits to play these games. But the main thing is that if you get another four of a kind within those 10 games, so within 10 hands after the first four of a kind, then the payoff increases for that second four of a kind to be equivalent to that of the royal flush. In this case, 4,000 credits at a maximum bet. So that's the exciting thing. That is the main feature of Shockwave Poker. Now, before we discuss the strategy adjustments that you'll have to make for this game, let's discuss the paytable differences. So when you do find this game at your casino, you'll notice that the full house will pay either 60, 55, 50 credits, or sometimes less. Flush will pay 40, 35, or less, and a straight will usually pay 25. Two pair pays the same as jacks or better, so 5 credits, money back. And a four of a kind pays 125 credits in normal mode, while a Shockwave four of a kind pays 4,000 credits. And finally, a straight flush pays double than most other video poker variants, in this case 500 credits. So keep these in mind. This will have an effect on strategy, especially compared to traditional jacks or better. So let's get started with the normal mode strategy. So this is when you're not in the Shockwave games. So the first thing I have here listed is to hold 4 to a straight flush with no gap over the pat straight. So if you have a hand like 5, 6, 7, 8 of clubs, 9 of hearts, you would actually go for the straight flush and give up the made straight. Now, on the other hand, if you have 5, 6 of clubs, 7 of hearts, and 8, 9 of clubs, where the straight flush has a single gap, then you would switch over to just keeping the straight. Next is hold 4 to a flush over 3 to a royal flush. This one is self-explanatory. Thirdly, hold 3 to a royal over a high pair unless that high pair, or rather, unless you have ace king 10, ace queen 10, or ace jack 10 suited. So generally speaking, 3 to a royal, you go for that over the high pair. Next, hold 4 to an inside straight draw. So you would go for the gut shots in this game. Next, hold 3 to a flush. So if you've played games before like 10-7 double bonus, 9-7 double bonus, or even 9-7 triple double bonus, where the flush pays much higher amount than normal, like in Shockwave Poker, then 3 to a flush becomes a possible strategy adjustment, like it is here. And then finally, hold certain 2 to a straight flush combos. This one's going to be the hardest one to memorize, and even me, when I was looking at the strategy for this game, I was not going to go through all of the adjustments here, but one I noticed was Jack 9 suited as opposed to holding the single Jack. This one I wouldn't worry about too much, but if you're going to learn this at an optimal level, that's something you have to keep in mind, is that you're going to find at some instances where you're going to be holding 2 to a straight flush, assuming there's nothing else better, I would assume. And finally, let's take a look at the Shockwave mode strategy. So this is when you're playing the Shockwave games and the payoff for the 4 of a kind jumps to 4,000 credits. So there are going to be quite a number of adjustments here. Let's go down the list. First, always hold 3 of a kind. And that includes breaking the full house if you happen to be dealt a full house. Second, always hold a pair, unless you also have 4 to a straight flush or 4 to a royal flush. So unless you got those along with that pair, then you would always hold the pair, no matter what else you got. And that includes, if we go to the next item on the list, is to never hold 2 pair. So a single pair is always going to be better than 2 pair in this game because of the higher maximum payoff for that 4 of a kind, being the same as a royal flush. So which pair do you hold? Well, if you happen to have 1 high pair and 1 low pair, you should hold the high pair, since that will guarantee you at least 5 credits back. Other than that, if you have 2 high pairs or 2 low pairs, just pick one. It doesn't really matter. Next, continue to hold 3 to a straight flush. So this is a strategy that is unchanged from the normal mode. Next is only hold a single high card if dealt multiple. So this is a very different strategy here as well. So if you have, say, King of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds, and then 3 smaller cards that don't really mean much to anything, then normally in, say, traditional video poker variants, you would hold both high cards in order to try to get at least a pair of jacks or better. But in this case, you only hold one of them. And the one you hold will depend on what you're discarding, so depending on the flush penalty cards, for example. Next is to avoid the 3 to a flush combos. Back in normal mode, you were holding these if you didn't have anything else better, but here in this case, you would want to stop holding it for the time being during the Shockwave mode. Next is avoid gut shot straight draws, or the inside straight draws. So previously you would hold these if you've got them. Now you would avoid them during the Shockwave mode. And then finally, the last one here is hold a single 10, 9, or 8 on otherwise junk hands. So this one is another strange adjustment where if you have a hand that you would otherwise discard, no high cards, no draw, no pair, in this case, you would just hold a single 10, 9, or 8. Funny enough, the strategy during Shockwave mode does not give you, when I looked at the list, it does not tell you to discard all 5 cards at the very end. So that is something that's very interesting here. So there's never an instance where you discard all 5 cards during Shockwave mode. So this is at the very bottom. If you don't have anything better, you would hold a single 10, 9, or 8. So that is a look at the strategy and rules of Shockwave Poker. Let me know if you've learned something, and if you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section. Also, if you have any question on anything on video poker that you'd like me to put in a video, also put it in the comment section. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. I definitely appreciate it. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I do my best to do a new video poker video every Friday. Be sure to ask those questions. And I also do streams and other casino gambling related topics. Share this video with others and hit the bell icon to be notified once I release a new video. Thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day and wonderful weekend. I'll see you for the next one. Take care and go make it happen.